Season 4 is widely regarded by many as the best season of Dexter. It was a great season, but just how great were the characters? We're here to find out. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Fog Entertainment, Dexter Season 4 tier list ranking characters. You've got it, you know the drill by now. In the past, we've just kind of ranked them in a number format, and we've just went through basically worst to best. But today we're actually going to go through them live here, and we're going to decide as we pick through the bunch who should be in which category. There's 5 categories. You've got awful, bad, okay, good, and then we've got the top 10. So yeah, it's fair to say, like, we could put in great or awesome or fantastic, but I think having just a top 10 is a good way of pretty much describing who the best were. Because if you're first in the top 10, then you're obviously pretty damn good there. Now, it might be interchangeable. We'll change it up as it goes, but for the most part, whatever category we assign you into at the beginning is probably where you're going to end up.
I think this is the best format, because if we do it like we've done it previously with a lot of other shows, most of the discussion happens, off video. And what's the point of that? The whole point is on video.
Yeah. So with that said, we're going to go with Angel Batista. I like Batista. Not sure if season 4 was his greatest season. He gets into a relationship with Maria. And, I mean, he's good. I always like Batista, but I don't think he was a standout in season 4.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like he couldn't bother his own arse for the Trinity Killer. It's almost like he was kind of like in a different universe from it. It's like you think of the Trinity Killer and you think who's going up against it. You think obviously Deborah's involved, Dexter's clearly involved. You've got Quinn's involved with Trinity's daughter, which he doesn't know, but he's still there. It's almost like Batista and LaGuardia were kind of just doing their own thing.
Yeah, look, Batista, I think he is a great character, but I don't think season 4, he didn't necessarily stand out for me.
La Passion.
And I think we could find 10 characters that we rank above Batista in this season. So for me, I think he should go into good.
Yes, I think good, totally. It's Batista. He's fantastic, but
yeah, he might go up into the top 10. He might make he could fall into the lower half of the top 10, but
I think he'll struggle actually.
For now, I think we'll stick with good.
Right, this is a struggle.
Anton Briggs, just a horrible character. He was bad in season 3. Was he bad in season 4? By default, probably not, because he didn't last as long. As soon as Frank Lundy came back into the mix, Deborah was like, you know what, I don't love you, Anton, and Anton just left.
I love Frank Lundy.
Just a very, very lackluster ending to a character that this guy could have died last season. The Skinner could have took him out and nobody would have cared.
You know what, I feel like this guy's like the male Lumen. I just feel like he's got fuck all of him.
And what I think makes him worse than some other characters I don't care for is just the fact that he is actually around for a decent period of time. I'm not saying he gets huge amounts of screen time, but he's a pretty important character. He's Deborah's boyfriend, and he just does nothing. For me, it's awful.
Yeah, this guy's getting I know this is season 3, but he's getting skinned, and I just didn't care. I felt like he was skinning us.
Yeah,
he was acting.
Awful, do you agree?
Aye, awful. But I think we'll struggle to find somebody worse than him.
Alright, up next, Arthur Mitchell. No surprise, this guy's going straight into the top category, and you know what? He might very well end up at the top of that. What a performance for John Lithgow. Fantastic.
Soon to be Dumbledore.
You know what? He's gonna be Dumbledore. He's gonna be in the new Harry Potter series. But if I could cast a spell, I'd make this guy 50 years younger and have him in a shitload of stuff, because I thought his acting was great.
Yeah, it was.
Going to be in the new Dexter as well, I believe.
Yeah, so it'll be good to see him. I mean, I wonder how they're going to incorporate that. Is he going to look decrepit?
Could be a flashback or something along those lines. And there's also rumours of a Trinity prequel, which I don't think we need since the character's dead. It's like, I understand bringing out Dexter Original Sin because you're bringing out a new Dexter sequel and maybe you just want to flesh out the Dexter character, but as good as the Trinity character is, I'm not sure we need a full show to flesh out a character that we already know the fate of. But season 4, fantastic, so many great scenes, so many great quotes. Shut up, cunt. And, just the way he terrorised his family, and probably the best killer in the entire Dexter series. I mean, some people will maybe prefer Dexter himself, the Bay Harbor Butcher. Some people prefer Brian Moser, the ice truck killer, but for me, the Trinity killer, hard to beat.
He is hard to beat. He's at the top. He probably will stay at the top. Iconic.
Yeah, do you agree? Best antagonist?
Yeah, I mean, easily so far, and I mean, I don't really view Dexter as. Yeah, he's a. I mean, it's between him and Dexter, but I think I'm yet to see a character across TV to have one season and pull it off as well as him.
Like Brian Moser was good, but I do think that the Trinity killer was a whole new level.
He was. No, he was, and I think the fact that he was a threat to Dexter in the last couple of episodes, well, Dexter was never really under threat from Brian, and I feel like that's a big difference as well.
Well, I don't, but I mean, either way, for me, Trinity Killer was just fantastic. So, I don't know what you mean by threat. Like, what do you mean by threat?
Because I felt Dexter was under threat from Trinity, while Brian, you lacked that element. He was never going to hurt him.
Oh, he was going to kill Deborah, wasn't he?
No, he was, but I'm talking about Dexter himself.
Right, fair enough. Up next, we've got Astor. For me, probably just okay.
Yeah, you know what? The scenes where she's like the typical moody teenager having a go at Dexter over numerous stuff, and then he buys her stuff, and then it's like, oh, it's kind of forgiven. It's kind of El Generico. I feel like anyone could play this kind of role, but she does it all right. No real complaints.
Aye, I'd say just okay. Nothing great, nothing bad. Just middle of the pack. We've got Benito Gomez, who Dexter purposely fumbled his blood work with in court so he could get him off. Ends up killing him. Hangs him in he stores his body in the punching bag above the gym.
That was great. Actually, yeah. The blood dripping.
I thought it was a pretty decent antagonist. No, yeah, obviously he's not around for long, but I thought Benito Gomez was all right. Would you go toppy okay, or would you put him bottom of good?
Bottom of good. I thought for the short period of time he achieved what he.
Yeah, I thought he was a decent villain. Right, up next we've got Christine Hill, who turned out to be the daughter of Arthur Mitchell. She's a reporter, but really what she's doing is secretly helping her father. She took out Lundy because Mr. Detective Frank Lundy himself, he was on to Arthur Mitchell. He was closing in on the Trinity Killer, so she took him out. Relationship with Quinn, very important role in this season, and I thought it was a good character.
I think she'll be. I'd put him in the top 10. I think she'll be towards the bottom of the top 10.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely one of the better one season characters I think that we've seen. If you look at females that they've introduced into the show, I mean, definitely better than Lumen, for example, in season 5. So, aye, right. Up next, we've got Cody Bennett. I think he's just more likable than Astor. I would put him in okay.
Toppy okay.
You know, I mean, I would maybe go as far as saying he's good, but for now I think we'll stick him in toppy. I think he's more likeable and he's got a better relationship with Dexter.
Yeah, it's like, I think you'll just struggle to find someone that prefers Astor over Cody.
Yeah.
Like watching the show, it's like, yeah, I think...
Unless we see Cody turn into this teenager and he starts acting like an asshole, then...
Drinking when he's 12 or something.
Yeah, that could change, right?
Stick to the dinosaurs, boy.
Up next, we've got Deborah Morgan, who, again, gets shot, tries to get revenge, tracking down the Trinity Killer, obviously loses Frank Lundy, breaks up with Anton, has to watch Christine kill herself. You know, big role in season 4. I felt like she had a bigger role in season 4 than she did in season 3, despite her being after the Skinner and Anton and shit. Season 3 just felt like a weird season outside of the Dexter Miguel stuff. Like, I don't know, season 3 just felt strange.
The Skinner was right rotten. You know what? I think the start of this season it was kind of a wee bit peaks and valleys because you had a few scenes with Anton, but after then it was just the big peak. I think Deborah just continued being a great character, but I think Anton weighed her down at the start, but then Frank Lundy came in and went, she's not bad.
Pulled her up. Top 10?
Aye.
Are we in
front? In between,
right. Up next we've got Dexter. Dexter Morgan.
Up there.
Hello, Dexter Morgan. Fantastic, and I do think that the final 4 episodes of season 4 definitely up there. can't think of a run of episodes in a TV series. It's hard to think of a 4 episode run that was as good as that final 4 episodes of season 4. And I think similar to season 2 as well. I think that was when you had Dokes obviously finding out the truth about Dexter and confronting him, and then him getting captured. I think, so I don't know, Dexter.
I'd put him second for now. It was going to take some doing to defeat Dexter, and the Trinity Killer, I think, may have done it. But we'll discuss it more when we're ranking the top 10 at the end.
Like, someone like the Trinity Killer, he's got the advantage of being new and unique. Whereas This is the 4th season that we've seen Dexter. I just think when push comes to shove, if you're coming in, then you've just got a better chance, I think, of being the best character for that season because you're fresh.
But see, I think that's where Dexter does it well. I don't focus more on killers, but Dexter in The Sopranos, it focuses heavily on the main. But The Sopranos never has someone that comes in and could ever rival Tony. I feel like in Dexter, they do bring in a lot of people that, go toe-to-toe with Dexter, and it feels even enough. But they actually...
Yeah, like season 2, I think you could prefer Dokes. Season 3, I think you could prefer Miguel.
I think we did.
Season 4, you could prefer Trinity. I think in season 1, there was a lot of interesting characters. Like, maybe not anyone that you prefer maybe over Dexter, but there's so many good characters in season 1. Whereas, The Sopranos, it does feel like the Tony show.
No, it is the Tony show, but this is feeling more like the Trinity show, man. What a season.
Yes, alright, up next we have Eddie Noonan, who he got found guilty of his wife's murder. Turns out after going through the Trinity cases, they find this guy not guilty, and he gets released from prison like 30 years later. He was in some like interview scenes where he's been interrogated. Basically, Deborah and Quinn trying to get him to admit to killing his wife, but obviously he didn't do it, so he couldn't admit to it. Feel bad for the guy, he did 30 years and got blamed for killing his wife, but you know what, just a run of the mill, not his fault, but didn't really do anything, did he?
It's bought me okay, top or bad. I wouldn't. It's probably not bad.
Yeah, I don't think he's just bought me okay. Right, Elliot. I think Elliot's a pretty good character. I like Elliot this season. He's beginning. He's split up with his wife. Him and Dexter's on the neighborhood watch. I thought those were some pretty fun scenes. We see Elliot grow a bit closer. He starts hanging out more with Rita and with like Astor and Cody. He starts doing more around the house. He obviously has that scene where he kisses Rita and it's a bit awkward, and then Masuka finds out about it, and then Dexter finally finds out about it, and he punches Elliot, and after that Elliot kind of has his distance, and then before you know it Rita dies, and then Elliot's kind of just pushed away because Dexter doesn't care for the guy. So
I'd put him in between Batista and our wee con.
Benito. I think Elliot's a good... People hate Elliot. I think he's alright.
Yeah, I mean... How intriguing do you want the next door neighbour to be?
I think he's good for what his character is. Alright, up next we've got Frank Lundy.
Time wasn't on his side, but I'd still put him in the top 10.
Yeah, Frank Lundy coming in, and everyone just respects this guy, even if he does have a weird lunch routine where he likes to eat cucumbers and dip his toes in the water. But when this guy walked in, he's many nicknames. But the only thing we're going to know him as is dead, because he got took out by Christine Hill. But great character. Added a good bit, I think, to season 4. Played a good role. Would have maybe liked to have seen him and Trinity go on for a couple more episodes, but to be honest, it looked like he was...
Looks like he was cracking it.
Looks like he identified Trinity, so I mean, how much...
I didn't know for 100%, and I would have liked that scene of Lundy finally catching him. Like, that's him. I know that's him, rather than I think that's him.
Yeah. Where's he going?
I would say in front of Christine, but again, if he lasts double the episodes, then he's definitely top 3 contender.
Right, up next we've got Frances. She's the new medical woman. She took over from, what's her name, Heather?
Aye.
What's the one that Dex shit the pie to?
Aye.
Fig, Carmela.
Camilla,
that's the one. I don't like Frances, I'll be honest. I'm not going to say she's awful. I just don't like her. I think she's bad.
I will put her in bad.
Would you agree? Like, I mean,
She adds nothing to the fucking show. I feel like Camilla had the connection to Dexter. This woman just sit. You know what? I wouldn't say she's bad, but it's just a bit of a nothing character. I'd say maybe bought me okay, but if you want to put her in bad, I'm not going to agree about it.
right, we'll go bought me okay, but bad wouldn't they bother me. Right, up next got Harry Morgan. I think Harry Morgan's. Harry Morgan's always going to be. He's always going to be near the top of your list, and he's always going to be in the top half. It's Harry Morgan, for God's sake.
He kind of took the back seat in season 3.
He did, but he had one of my favourite scenes in season 4 when Dexter leaves the Mitchell house, and he's at the Thanksgiving day, and they're just like asking what they're thankful for. Then it just cuts to Dexter, but bashing the fuck out of his steering wheel. It's like, I'm thankful to be at that fucking house, and you've got Harry riding shotgun.
Riding shotgun,
and he compares him to Arthur Mitchell. He's like, "That's what you're going to do to your family."
I'm not like him.
I thought it was a great scene. Right, where's he going? Would you say bottom of the top 10 for now, or do you think?
I will stick Harry in there. I always like it when Big Match John appears.
Yes, right. Up next we got Jesse Brightman, kid who wasn't too bright. Was hanging around with Astor and looking at it, man. I think maybe Dexter should have told him to take a seat.
No, definitely
Seemed like a multiple years older. He was blamed for doing the graffiti. Turns out that it wasn't him, actually. It was his father, so...
Which was fucking weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Dexter kind of stalks this guy and puts the fear of life into him. He was just, I don't know, Jesse Brightman.
Well, put him fucking bad.
He's just your typical, thought he was cool teenage kid that Dexter would have been. It would have been good if Dexter put this guy in his table.
Take a fucking seat in the bad section, my friend.
Right, up next we have one of the vacation killers
by the name of
Nicky Wald. That's the one.
You know what? These two had fuck all about.
No, wait, this isn't Nicky Wald. This is the dude. This is not Nicky Wald. This is, I gotta think that was a fucking woman. This is the man. What the hell's his name? What was his name?
Johnny Rose.
That Johnny Rose. That's the one. Johnny Rose ends
Where
up.
Plucked that from?
I don't know. Ends up.
I'd put him in bottom of bad. It's not quite awful, but it's like this is just fucking filler.
Yeah, didn't do fuck
This
all,
is just to give, like I said earlier, this is just to give LaGuerta and Angel something to fucking do and beef with Matthews a bit.
Why were you in a hotel beside the vacation killers? You know, bottom of bad, I think, for now. Right, up next we've got Jonah Mitchell. I think easily hands down the best Mitchell aside from Arthur.
I'd put him top of good for now. He might sneak a top 10.
Yeah, I do think he was better than Batista actually in season 4. We've got Jonathan Farrell, who I thought was a pretty good character. Didn't last long because Dexter decided that he had to die. Bit of a sleazeball, but you know that's what he was supposed to be, and I think he played that role well. Definitely seemed like a good actor. He had a presence when he was on screen. He would bring in all these women and do like photography with them, and they would end up missing and dead. And Dexter blamed him, but it was actually his assistant. Dexter feels a little bit bad for killing the guy. What do you think of Jonathan Farrell?
I thought he was a good character for the one episode. I'd put him bottom of good.
Bottom of good. Behind Benito?
I'll put him in front of Benito.
I'd have put him in front of Benito. Right, we'll stick him in there. Right, we've got Kyle Butler, who really didn't do much, but he did confront Arthur for trying to break into his house, which probably is the worst thing that he could have done because Arthur then like kills him. Kyle Butler, we think of Kyle Butler as this great character because it's Dexter.
Aye, it's not this guy.
But this...
I mean, honestly, this guy's a case for top 3 if you just base it off the name.
Yeah, we stick him in okay just because he didn't really do any. I mean, I think for the fact that you associate him with Dexter, like, he's got to be.
Aye.
Is he in front? Is he in here?
Yeah, we'll put him in there, right?
Right. Up next, we have Arthur's daughter, Rebecca Mitchell.
Calls her Fira.
Yeah, not allowed out the house. Is in a room that looks like it's decorated about 8 years, too young for her. Tries to seduce Dexter. Bit strange. Just looks like she's fucked up like everyone else in the Mitchell household. I think she was a decent character.
Not quite Jonah. I would put her toppy
Soppy,
okay.
okay. I agree with that.
Right, LaGuardia, Maria.
Just never been a fan of Maria. Wasn't awful by any means. Marries or gets in a relationship with Angel. Thoughts.
Well, you know what? Like I said, Batista's fantastic. Weighed down by this. LaGuardia, okay. Weighed down by this. I think that puts LaGuardia.
Would you put her in here?
Maybe
behind.
I think just below, directly below Batista, because she's naturally worse than him.
Yeah. Right, up next we have the other killer.
Put her just beside
His name I did mention, Nikki Wald.
Put her beside her boyfriend.
I mean, she does kill him and lasts a bit longer. Has that scene with Deborah? I'd say maybe top of bad. I don't know.
Do that actually. I
Or
remember.
maybe Bought Me Okay.
Put her Bought Me Okay. I remember it now.
This guy didn't really do anything. At least she had the scenes where she was like rotting in prison and opened up and stuff like that, right? Joey Quinn.
Joey Quinn. I like Joey Quinn.
I think he took a bit. I don't think I think we ranked him third in season 3. I don't think he's going to be that high. And for me, he's good, but that's it. I don't really see him pushing. I mean, he could maybe make top 10. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Put him top of good for now. Decent season. You know what I mean? But you're right. I think he definitely took a backward step in season 4.
If he wasn't dating Christine Hill, it's like he'd have been pretty much forgotten about.
Aye. And and it's weird that it's like she's dating Quinn. Quinn's not dating Christine.
Yeah, right. Up next we got Rita Bennett. Says goodbye. Final season. Dies in the bathtub. So she's the final victim, I believe, of Arthur Mitchell, unless he
did some mad shit.
Unless he took a couple of Red Bulls and went crazy or something. I don't know, and managed to get a few more kills in. But I believe that she's the final victim with Arthur, the Trinity Killer, which I guess, it's an important title to have.
It was a big death. It was a great death. It was a great ending. Again, the season though, nags at Dexter for fuck all. You know what I mean? Kisses Elliot. I mean, I'm not going to weigh her down because she kissed Elliot. I mean, that's just the character. But is it? I think it was the perfect time for Rita to go. It's like, could she have theoretically survived 8 seasons just being Dexter's wife? I mean, yeah, it could have happened, but I think for something to happen to Dexter, it was now or never. And I think it's too harsh to do it on one of the kids, so it made sense for it to be Rita.
Yeah,
that's his wife.
Well, we stick her in good.
Yes, we'll stick her in good. I will put,
beside Elliot somewhere, behind or in
front of Batista, because I feel like her death is bigger than anything Batista did.
Fair enough. Right, up next we got
Shut up, cunt.
Sally.
Shut up, cunt.
That's probably the best thing about her, but she didn't say it.
No.
Arthur.
Is she better than her
I think
daughter?
it's time for you to go, Cal.
Is she better than her daughter? I'd say slightly, but I wouldn't say she's good. I'd put her bottom front of Rebecca. There you go.
Well, we're thankful for you, honey. Shut up, cunt. So we putting her in okay? Toppy okay?
I love Rams. Yeah, Toppy okay.
I think that dinner scene was great. Up next we've got Stan Bowdry. Now,
Stan Liddy, is
no, Dexter did frame this guy tried to frame him as the Trinity Killer. He was just like a trucker that was a killer that Dexter said he to take out. This guy seemed alright. Only problem is he was only on screen for like 5 minutes.
I think, you know what?
I think this guy has a decent.
I'd put him above LaGuardia.
I think this guy had a decent presence to him, but unfortunately, 5 minutes gets him ahead of LaGuardia.
No. Right, Matthews. I like Matthews, but again, he only gets 5 minutes.
Yeah, season 4 didn't really do much.
Doesn't do much any season, really. It's like you get him, then you don't. Where is he? What's he doing? Kept.
True. I don't think season 4 was really. It wasn't his biggest season.
I would like to see a season with Matthews where the killers target him or something, and he gets directly involved, because he kind of just seems like a guy that's sitting on the outside. I thought Original Sin might tie into him, but it didn't.
Didn't even see him in Original Sin.
Yeah, so come on, Matthews.
Season 2, hopefully. Anyway, where are we sticking him?
I mean, I honestly, I think he's great, but in terms of this season, I mean, I struggle to put him out of okay. Like, I mean, he did nothing. He beefed with like one of the worst storylines in the season, which was LaGuardia and Batista. So I'd slap him toppy okay.
Toppy, okay.
He has a presence about him, but he was only there like twice.
Bang in there. Right, up next we have Valerie Hodges, who was one of the many women that Dirty Harry slept with. She was one of his informants, and Deborah looks her up. So, aye.
Yeah, I mean, bad, okay. I mean, adds nothing. See, these sort of characters they get like 5 minutes of screen time, and it's like, did it really have a positive or a negative effect, or did it do nothing? I think it's nothing.
Some characters can do a lot in 5 minutes, and some characters can't.
Yeah, and this woman is definitely that.
Yeah, I think we'll go with bad. I think stick her in there. Right, up next we've got Finny Masuka, who I mean is always great, but just doesn't. Don't think he gets enough screen time.
No, he doesn't, and I feel like not that he's like exactly like Matthews, but Masuka is yet to get his own arc. It's like,
is it coming? Season 6?
It could be coming, but I look at like Batista. He got stabbed by Brian, but that's kind of like the biggest thing that Batista's done to a degree. I feel like everybody though is kind of like.
Well, no, he had to split up with his wife and trying to get custody of his daughter, I suppose, and.
Yeah, no, but like life threatening, so obviously getting stabbed. I feel like Matthews. I feel like it would be good to see if something happened to Masuka.
Yeah, but Masuka's never had a relationship or any sort of thing outside of the department.
And he's also blood splatter. He's like the lab geek with Dexter, so he's hardly going to. He's never going to be in a gun shootout.
I mean,
even with his big magnum,
like,
by the way.
We did have the scene where he seen the kiss with Rita and Elliot, and that's probably the biggest thing that outside of doing any blood work or whatnot, that's probably outside of forensics, that's probably the biggest thing that Masuka's had to do in 4 seasons. Carry the secret of Rita and Elliot kissing,
which is crazy. He's great. He goes. I'd slap him in beside. I'd spit
above Batista.
Aye, above Batista, but right there.
Right, and up next we've got Zoe Kruger, who played Dexter's victim in episode 4, the cop that killed her husband and daughter.
And you know what? I think this was probably the best person.
You want to rape me? Hey, no one's raping anybody.
What is it with you and rape?
But killing, on the other hand. No, a great character. You know what I mean? I think she's one of the best single episode characters alongside the car salesman.
Well, you know what? I think we've got to be fair here. It's like, yeah, she's not better than like Masuka, Batista, Quinn per se, but in terms of what she did this season, I think she is. I'd actually put her in the top 10. I think it's a very good standalone episode.
I agree. I think we gave it a 9 out of 10. I think Zoe Kruger's one of the best villains, one episode villains. It's like, how good can you really be in one episode? That's the question.
That is it. But here, I think she's definitely in the top 10 for me.
Right, so we'll stick her in the top 10. We've got 3 more spots available.
So it has to be
So we're just going to promote the next 3. I think that would seem fair. And then we'll just have a look here. So Masuka just missing out in the top 10. Technically, that places him 11th. You've got Batista then in 12 and so on.
I'm looking for some Elliot.
Would we move any of these? Is that top 10 about right to you? I'm looking at it.
I think about right, aye. Because I would put Arthur Mitchell first. Dexter's untouchable in second. I mean, we joked about Kyle Butler, but he's well doing and okay.
I could maybe put Jonah above Quinn.
I could do that. Yeah.
Can we agree with that?
Yeah. No, I would do that. I mean, Frank Lundy, it may seem high fourth, but I think he put over the Trinity Killer. I think without Frank
the
Lundy,
Trinity Killer just felt more important because he was
in time.
He was like trying to track him down for decades. So
Frank Lundy goes fourth for me.
Is that our list then? Is that it? Do you agree?
He gets Champions League football. He's good. He's in there.
Yeah, so they go top 10 then. We'll go Arthur, Dexter, Deborah, Frank, Christine, Harry, Zoe, Jonah, Quinn, and Rita. Then in the good category, we've got your regular characters here who probably did not do enough in season 4 to get a top 10 spot. Then you got a couple of decent villains in here. You got your okay characters that either are just okay and didn't do anything, or She turned up for 10 minutes and were not bad enough to be in the bad category. Bad, we've got Valerie, Jesse, and this guy here who was just a shit film, wasn't he, really?
Yeah, it's just a no-name guy with a gun.
Some guy with a gun and an STD. It's not the greatest character of all time. And then we've got this guy here who definitely deserves a spot, Alone and Awful. Anton ended up alone after Deborah dumped him, and he's alone in our tier list. So
Out of 30 characters, only 4 to end bad or below. I think that shows a good season.
yes. Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, been Fog Entertainment. Let us know your thoughts down below. Did we get the order right? Is Arthur Mitchell the best character in season 4? I think that he is. Till next time, peace.